If you are a student in Canada or you are intending to move to Canada as a student, but you want to work full-time even as a student so that you can earn more money while you are in school working full-time, this video is the video you should watch. Hey loves, Mara here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, I love you so much. If this is your first time seeing my face, hey love, where have you been? Welcome. I'm a Nigerian who is currently living and schooling in Canada. I love to make lifestyle content, self-improvement, and immigration tips for intending students and people that generally want to move to Canada. Please make sure to go through my content. I'm very sure you're going to find a bunch of them useful to you. Please do well to like this video now so you don't forget. Check and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. You might be returning but you're not yet subscribed, you won't know. Okay, my love. For my first viewers, I always say stay subscribed because we have such a good time on this channel. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. I told you guys in a couple of vlogs back that I had gotten an internship, which means I am now working full-time as a student in Canada. And a lot of you had interest to know, okay, Mara, how was this possible? How did you do this? Don't worry, I got you. I know that if I post one more video on this channel without talking about this internship, I'll see some of you in my dream. Generally, one of the reasons why people love to move to Canada as students is just because of the liberty and flexibility it gives to students. However, currently, as an international student in Canada, you are allowed to work full-time as long as you're watching this video between now till 30th of April 2024. But now the challenge is, okay, we are now allowed to work full-time, but honestly some employers would still not employ students to work full-time. Some of the reasons would be that employers wouldn't want to employ students because they know that students' priority should be school, right, and not work. So they want to hire full-time staff, people on work permits and permanent residents. But the reason why I'm making this video is to let you know that even as a student, you can land yourself a full-time position where the employer trusts you and know that you can do this job. Again, it is still a very beautiful opportunity that international students in Canada are currently allowed to work unlimited hours. So go ahead and explore it. Land as much jobs as you can, combine jobs if you can, and just explore it while it lasts. The question now is, so Mara, how can I land a full-time job? How can I be a student, full-time student, and still be a full-time employee? I'll tell you how, because I went through that process and I'm currently living in that reality. Some of the ways that I know that international students get to work full-time even while they are still holding their position as students is through co-op, internship, or summer job. Summer job just means during the summer semester, international students, especially undergraduate students and diploma students, are allowed to just stay without taking classes that semester. So if a student is able to land a very good job within that 4 months, they can work full-time and make money. Internship also has to do with maybe you're doing a particular course. Let's say you're doing your master's or you're doing a program in law, for instance, and now maybe your department or your program has an internship that is tied to your program. Some programs will say you have to have completed a certain number of credit loads. Let's say the department says you must have completed 12 credit. That means that once you're done taking courses that accumulate to 12 credit points for you, you can now enroll and do your internship. I know programs in University of Regina that do that. I think public policy in the University of Regina and University of Saskatchewan, they have such program where a student can actually do an internship, but you must have to have completed a certain number of credit. So make sure if you're enrolling for a course or any program, make sure you are sending emails to your advisor or your department to just ask them about this thing so that you know ahead of time. However, the internship that I got is through co-op. I am currently doing my co-op term. What is co-op? Co-op is just an opportunity where students get to work full-time in a related field or in any field of choice that they are able to land a job in while they maintain their status as a full-time student. Does it make sense? Okay, let me break it down even further. I'm a student. I'm currently doing my master's in University of Regina in sociology and social studies. So my department allows for me to do co-op. Not that not all departments do co-op. Co-op is possible for undergraduate, master's students. You just have to ask your department and know if it is available for your program, because I know some people that are doing master's program in my university, but their program does not permit for co-op. One may ask, Mara, how do I go about this process? How do I know if I'm qualified? I know that you have such questions. How do you know if you're qualified? For you to know if you're qualified, you have to be in terms with your department. You have to be able to ask questions. Department will give you all the questions that you need. Okay, once you're already a student, fine, just email your academic advisor and maybe ask them, or go to your department and find out for yourself. If you're in Nigeria and you're intending to move here, you don't know if your program offer that. Some programs, when you are applying, you will see it there that this program is also a co-op program. If that is not the case, don't worry, go ahead with your application. Once you have your academic advisor and you have someone assigned to you, you can ask the person and say, oh, is this, am I qualified to take a co-op term? Am I qualified for this and that and that? And good thing is that even when you want to apply for your admission, you would see like every detail about that department, and you would see if they are able to offer co-op. Some departments would even offer you admission and enroll you into co-op immediately. So what that would mean is that when you're coming to Canada, you're not just getting your study permit, you're also getting your co-op work permit. I'll get to that. So this is how you know if you're qualified or if you're eligible or not. You may ask, Mara, so now I think I'm qualified, so how do I go about this process of working full-time and maintaining my status as a full-time student as well? So the process is very simple. I'm going to just exemplify it with my own situation. So when I got my admission, I didn't even think of co-op. I didn't think about it. Then I landed Canada. In my first semester, that was when I learned about co-op. You have to be open to questions, guys. If you want to survive in Canada, you have to be open to mingling with people, asking questions and stuff. So I think I found out about co-op during my orientation phase. So I was like, interesting. I sent an email to my academic advisor and I asked, and he verified that yes, I can do co-op if I wanted to. So I said, oh, that is good. Then I now started asking questions. How do I do co-op? I want to do co-op. How do I do co-op? So I learned that I needed a work permit to be able to do co-op, because your study permit actually just allows you to work for the duration of time or hours that the government has instituted. So that means that your study permit already allows you to work, but not as a full-time person. That is prior to this new rule, right? I hope you guys are following what I mean. So now coming back to co-op, if you want to do co-op, you have to then apply for a co-op work permit when you're already in Canada. So when I came, I knew that, okay, I decided that I wanted to do co-op. I decided to apply for a co-op work permit. Just via your canada.ca portal, go ahead and start your application. There are a lot of videos. When I applied, I went to the international session, got some ideas from them, and then I opened up YouTube. There are a bunch of videos on how you can apply for co-op work permit. Okay, so just open your canada.ca portal and start your application. You can apply for your co-op work permit and it comes out pretty fast, honestly. So when I applied for my co-op work permit, it came out in a couple of months, but then I had not completed the number of credits that I need to complete to be able to partake in co-op. I've explained that in the earlier part of this video. So by the time I was completing the 12 credit load, my work permits, co-op work permits had been approved and waiting for me. All I needed to do was just to now enroll into the co-op program. Guys, does this thing I'm saying make sense? Once it's approved, if you're in Canada, your school is going to be your best bet. Okay, in University of Regina, it's called the Center of Experiential Learning. Okay, and some schools will call it like career center of your school. That is where co-op activities almost would happen for any university, I'm assuming. So all you need to do is to go there or get the international service email and email them that you want to participate in the co-op, and they are going to guide you. I feel like one of the challenge that international students have when they come to Canada is like, you think that you're going to get in, like you just stay and information will come to you. No, you have to make conscious effort. And these emails that these schools have provided you when you got your admission, they are not just there to decorate your admission letter. They are there for you to use them to make inquiries, right? You don't even need to do more. They are going to just keep guiding you through the process. Like, okay, this is what you do, these are the people you email, and it's very simple. Once you have been approved for the co-op by your department and you go and meet the career people or the career department in your school, they're going to take you through the step-by-step process for you to apply. So once you've been approved for the co-op program, the experiential or career center of your school will provide you with all the details, all the information that you need. And the great thing about the co-op opportunity is that you are not looking for jobs. You're not the one going to look for jobs to apply. They have sourced all the jobs that need co-op interns or like co-op people to fill up. So all you need to do is to apply. They're going to help you go through your CV. They're going to vet your CV. They're going to edit it. They're going to provide you with all the resources. All you need to do is to apply for the job. And most times for co-op, you're not recreating CVs. It's the same, you know, the way they say for Canada, if you want 20 jobs, you're creating 20 CVs. For co-op, it's one CV you are using. I mean, you are applying for similar roles, right? But it's one CV that you're using for almost all of your application. So once the application is done, you got, your school will take you through the process of how it works there. You start getting matched, you start getting ranked with organizations. And if you are a match with any organization, they are going to take you. I haven't really seen people that participated in co-op and did not land a job. And the amazing thing about co-op is that from there, if you're lucky enough to get into an organization that is looking to filling up certain roles permanently, I know people that have landed permanent jobs here through co-op. Do not joke with co-op. Okay, some departments will allow you to do co-op for 2 times. Some will allow you to do co-op for 3 times. What I mean by that is semesters, right? But what that means is that when you are doing your co-op as a student and you're working as a full-time student, you can only take 1 course. Okay, that's the downside about it. You can, I mean, different schools with different rules. But if you get permission, I'm taking 2 courses because I got the permission from my department and my academic advisor, right? Because I convinced that I can combine it. So if not, you're going to be taking 1 course. And the reason why some people shy away is because they're like, I want to finish my program fast. Doing co-op will delay me. But I'm telling you, that thing you are running to go and get, by the time you get that degree, you might stay there. Someone that, you guys started together will land a better job into, because for co-op, like crown corporations, government jobs are the ones that reach out for co-op students, and even like very good private sectors, you'll still be there running around doing all these menial jobs. Why someone that did co-op maybe had landed an opportunity? I mean, there is no rule to these things. Life happens differently for different people, but this is an opportunity that I see a lot of international students sleep on, that I'm like, do not sleep on it. Do your co-op. And co-op is not just for master's students, please. Bachelor's degree students also do co-op. Okay, my colleague at work, she's doing her bachelor's, not master's. Okay, so it depends on you. Don't go and say, oh, it's for master's student. No, it's for all degrees. As long as it's a bachelor's degree, as long as it's a master's degree, you are allowed to do co-op. I'm not very sure about post diploma programs and stuff and certificate programs, but as long as it's a degree, make sure that you are aiming for co-op, because co-op can give you opportunities that you will not really get on a, in just like that. Imagine going to work with the government and stuff, and if you're lucky enough, you might get retained at the end of it. So guys, that's how I got my internship, and that is how I'm working as a full-time student. I'm working full-time, right? And I am still in school full-time. Like I said, I'm taking 2 classes this semester, but it's a lot of work. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. It's a lot of work. You have to have that braced up mentality to be able to do this, because sometimes I'm like, are you sure I will not go back and be doing my small jobs? Because what is this? I go to work every morning and I come back at night every day. Okay, and then I still have to do my school work, still have to take my 2 courses that I'm taking. So like it's a lot, but honestly the opportunity is endless, and it gives you more money, of course, because like some of these jobs are not just minimum wage jobs, okay? They're not minimum wage jobs. They pay good because they are like career kind of stuff, and you start building your CV, you start getting Canadian experience. So please, I don't want to hear anybody telling me that I didn't do co-op because I felt like immediately you finish watching this video, go and start making research about your school and your department and find out if your program offer co-op. And if you offer co-op, please, by all means, make sure that you partake because you're going to have endless opportunities. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have more questions about this, leave it in the comment section and I'll try and answer to the best of my knowledge. And if not, I wish you the best, okay? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.